At 3:12 in the morning, I discovered the messages. She had left her Instagram logged in on my laptop, and a notification from someone named Ethan popped up. "Can't wait for tonight, beautiful," it said. I clicked, and a cascade of hidden truths spilled out, revealing months of deception. Months filled with her sweet good morning texts as I prepared her tea. Months of her proclaiming love while I planned our future together. Months of a secret life I never imagined. I didn't shatter the laptop or barge into the bedroom demanding answers. I didn't seek explanations that would only be lies. Instead, I sat in the dim glow of betrayal, feeling something essential fade within me. Not love, but trust. The conviction that words carried honesty. She slept in our bed, a space that no longer felt shared. Had it ever truly been? I closed the laptop, mentally sorting what belonged to me. Surprisingly little after 3 years of merging our lives. It's odd how you weave your existence with another's, only to realize how little you truly possess. The next morning I played my role, made breakfast, kissed her goodbye, told her I loved her. One last lie before I left. That evening, while she was at work, or perhaps with him, I'd never be sure. I packed a single bag, left my key on the counter next to a note that simply said, "I know." No accusations, no arguments, no begging for truths I'd never believe. I checked into a motel for a week, the kind with faded carpets and walls so thin you could hear others' grief. It felt fitting. She called 2 times that first day, each ring driving another nail into the coffin of who I used to be. By the third day, I changed my number. People think revenge is about balancing the scales, but real revenge is becoming so distant that your absence speaks louder than words ever could. I moved 4 hours away, took a job at a small accounting firm. Nothing ambitious, nothing tied to the dreams we once shared. Just steady work to pay the bills and keep my thoughts occupied. The first month was raw survival. Eat, sleep, work, repeat. Heartbreak, I discovered, isn't just emotional, it's physical. Your chest tightens. Food tastes like dust. Sleep comes in fragments. But slowly something changed. I began to value the quiet of my modest apartment. No one to report to, no moods to navigate, no expectations to meet. I rediscovered reading, diving into books she'd called boring. I took long walks without needing to explain my absence. I learned to cook for myself, finding a strange peace in the process. By the 6th month, I realized I hadn't thought of her for 4 days, a quiet victory. By the 10th month, I was genuinely content. Not pretending, not forcing it, but truly at peace with the life I was building alone. Alone stopped feeling isolating. It felt freeing. I changed not just inwardly but outwardly too. I started working out, bought clothes that fit well, got a haircut that showed I cared about myself. Because I finally did. Then, at the 12-month mark, a knock came while I was cooking dinner, a simple stir-fry I'd perfected from an online recipe. The knock was persistent, urgent, impossible to ignore. I opened the door, and there stood Emily, the woman who taught me love and trust were not the same. She looked the same yet entirely different. Same face, same hair, but her eyes lacked their former light, as if a spark had died. "Hi," she whispered, her voice barely audible. I didn't invite her in or slam the door. I just stood there, hand on the doorframe, waiting. "I've been looking for you for months," she said, tears already pooling. "Your sister finally told me where you work. I had to see you." Of course, my sister, always fond of Emily, probably still hoping we'd patch things up. "I made the biggest mistake of my life," she continued. "Ethan meant nothing. Just a fleeting thrill, something stupid. I threw away what mattered for something worthless." She fumbled with her phone, showing me messages. "Look, I ended it with him long ago. The moment you left, I knew I'd destroyed the best part of my life." I glanced at the texts, saw her shaking hands as she scrolled, noticed the desperation in her movements. But I felt nothing, no anger, no satisfaction, not even pity. Just a void. "I know you hate me," she said, sobbing now. "But I had to try. Losing you showed me what love really is. You were everything to me and I ruined it." Movies don't prepare you for moments like this. No dramatic music, no sudden revelation, no clear resolution. Just a woman at your door, crying for a man who no longer exists. "I don't hate you, Emily," I said quietly. I don't feel anything for you at all. That hit her harder than anger would have, because hate means you still care. Indifference means you've moved on. Please, she murmured. Can we just talk? Maybe get coffee? I know I don't deserve it, but you don't, I interrupted. And neither do I. I looked at her one last time, really looked, and saw not the woman I once loved but a stranger in her form. I spent a year learning to be happy without you, I said. I'm not giving that up. She nodded through her tears, turned to leave, then paused. Are you happy? She asked. I smiled, not cruelly, not kindly, just honestly. Yes, I really am. She walked to her car, drove away, and disappeared from my life again. I closed the door, returned to my stir-fry, and realized something profound. I didn't need her to give me closure. I'd found it within myself. The man who loved her was gone, replaced by someone stronger. Some endings aren't about reconciling with others. They're about becoming someone new. And sometimes, the truest revenge is simply being untouchable.